Hey everyone, back with another fan. Here's another one I've been dying to test, and I got this last week. I finally got out here to test it. Yeah, what I have here is actually, this is labeled Banvil Envirofan, Milton, Ontario, Buffalo, New York. Banvil was in Ontario, and Envirofan at the time was back in the 70s and 80s was in New York. So what we have here looks like a Carroway industrial motor or an HRS, but here we have a Carroway, just like these Carroways down here. These two. This is that same motor, but this one is labeled Envirofan. And this is an equivalence, if I can read the label. It's kind of hard to see it, but the label says 60F9, which is the label, that's the model number for Silverline. So what I have here is a mid-80s, either an early or a mid-80s Silverline. Trying to see if there's a year on. 80 maybe. Not sure. But I do know, yeah, this is a cast iron Silverline with aluminum blades, and it's very equivalent, and the blades do not go to a Union Goldline. They will not fit. The whole spacing here is different. They're equivalent to those Carroways. I actually compared the blades. They're narrower a little bit. They have the same blade badges, but they're narrower. They're actually as narrow as the modern Goldline, but more of a curve at the ends there. And no pattern on the bottom, but just the 3 rivets. So you'd think these are Union Goldline blades, but they're not. So there's a little bit of a difference here. And it's also rated for 0.9 amps. That's another thing to know. It's rated for that. Okay, I'm gonna turn it a little bit, and just so I can see if I can capture that Goldline in there. So I get more of the meter into view and plug her in. All right, and we're ready to test. So we're gonna start with 0 to high. Okay, 1.27 amps is what the inrush is. And it's gonna drop drastically as it speeds up. This one takes a while to actually speed up. But I got this. It was a marketplace find. There was a guy selling away a ton of industrials, but this was really the only industrial out of the dozen that I actually wanted. The rest were like, not even flower pot Daytons. They had the similar canopy, but just not flower pot shape. They had the contoured Marley blades to them. And then a couple other modern Silverlines that you typically see nowadays. I wasn't interested in those either. I can get those any day of the week. And even for the rest of those Dayton Marleys, that there was like a pallet full of them. Those, I don't feel I can... They're not hard to find either. Okay, so even though this is rated for 0.9 amps, it is drawing 1.1 amps. And so there's a little bit of a variant in the current draw, the way these perform. It's not too far off. So what we got here for amps? 102 watts. Yep, so with a 3/4 power factor, just over 3/4 of a power factor, not quite a power factor of 1. And of course the airflow of this, I'm gonna call it Goldline. The airflow is equivalent. It's just there as a Goldline. It runs like one. That's the one thing to know. It does easily run like a Goldline. But I was so glad to find this. This is something different to find. You know, I was expecting a Union Goldline. I was hoping. But it was turned up to be something that I haven't came across before. Alright, so here is Spin Down. I mean, it just takes a while to speed up, so now, I mean, the bearings seem good. You know, they felt smooth, didn't feel like pebbles in them, so that's nice to know. That's good to see with an industrial, because these industrials tend to need work, especially they get heavy use and ran on high a lot in an industrial setting, so they tend to wear out the bearings. But looks like I'm gonna have a long spin down. It's not doesn't just stop drastically. I guess the guy that I got this from, he replaced all those industrials with one of them big high high velocity or yeah, low speed type fans, or one of those big fans, you know, the big ass fans. But they weren't that. They were some, there was another company used. I can't remember what he said, but they were cheaper than actual big ass fans or so. But yeah, he wanted something that was move more air than a dozen industrials, because a lot of these warehouse type settings these days, they feel that those big ones actually get much more air movement over a wider area than a dozen of these. Like, so okay, still going. Okay. Well, time to do the decade box. That, of course, is this thing here in microfarads. Let's see where this will start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 5. There may be, okay. Well, this is a higher current drawing industrial, so, and I know with the Union industrials, those Union gold lines, I end up using an 81220 on these, on those. So it's not surprising that it's going pretty slow at 5, so it's definitely not really an effective low. It's definitely in the aesthetic low, or really slow low, like to display the fan. This is like disco ball, maybe slightly faster than a disco ball going. So, yeah, this is 5, so I think it's going to take more capacitance to get a good low speed. So here's 6. 7. So if I use like a 4-7-11 or a 5-8-13, I might just get 2 low speeds and a sort of a medium, just almost less than medium. 7. Here's 8. I'm gonna leave it on 8 and see how fast it actually gets up to, because chances are if I use this on a 4-speed, I'm gonna need, just like with the Union Gold lines, an 8, 12, 20 to run them. Okay, so I'm getting a decent low speed out of 8. Okay. 9. And 10. $11. Yeah. And here's 12. And for an 8, 12, 20, here is your low medium. So this is a perfect low medium where it's starting to like get a little bit faster than low, but not quite to a medium speed. Okay, 13. So yeah, 5, 8, 13. It's like super slow and functional low and a medium low is what you'd get on a big jump to high. Okay, so 13. So 8 and 12. Here's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and let's see what 20 is. Interesting how yeah, it's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, let's hit high. Not much difference, so I'm at 20, I was already close to high. So this is 20, and if I hit high, yeah, it's like no difference. So yeah, unfortunately, wall control of 8, 12, and 20 just, yeah, it doesn't quite. Well, there is a 7, 9, and 16, but there again, still get low speeds, but yeah, 7 and let's see, how can you do that? Yeah, I could do like I could have like a 3-speed if I custom 3-speed, but it's like barely a difference. All right. Yeah, I'm usually preferring to run these on a 4-speed. That way, if I run them in at home, they're actually quiet on low without the buzz and hum of a solid state. But let's see what the solid state variable will do. And these are typically put on the solid state variable. I know I have the Goldline running, so let me turn that one off. So far it's quiet. Let's speed it up a little. See what's it. It's already drawing a lot of current just to get a decent low speed. Nice. I mean, this is living room quiet, so it's not bad. It's quieter than I expected it to be. So at least once the air starts whipping, you don't hear the motor hum. I might switch that Goldline. I might put that on a 4-speed. Just cuz. Alright. See what it does at a solid state high. It's still, again, it takes a lot to speed up. And it's pretty much the same on high as straight high, so it's the same. So it's really close. All right. Well, that is actually all I have for this this Banvil Envirofan cast iron Carroway HRS style Silverline. So I will be back with more fans later on. So keep watching and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.